I'm just getting my stuff set up because someone likes to take their time.
I screwed up. So while you do that, I will do this. Please take a moment, read the disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. We are not your financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence. Please don't take anything we say too seriously. Thank you very much. So, Matt, how was your day?
Not bad, man. I got a lot accomplished. I bought a new stock today.
Ooh,
that's rare. I'm not like you, Steve. I don't have 85 stocks.
Okay, all right.
Little subtle jab there. I don't know if you caught it.
Ask me if I give a fuck.
Oh no! Why is this?
I could give 2 fucks.
Why is this? What the f? This thing got distorted. But yeah, things are going well, and every day I wake up, I'm like, what would Steve do? And it's another beautiful day. So
Steve would get a coffee.
I could use a coffee right now.
Steve would get a coffee, get some caffeine in them, get the engine going.
Get the engine going.
Get the engine going. You got to prime it with some caffeine.
Love that.
And you know what? You know what I love? I love that in probably 2 months, 3 months, we'll be ready for iced coffee again.
Ooh, I do love a good iced coffee. I'm not gonna lie to you there.
I can do it inside during the winter, but if I'm actually like walking to Starbucks, there's no way I want to walk back with an iced coffee.
Steve doesn't want to be caught walking and making his way downtown.
No.
With an iced coffee.
Not a Maddie Ray Jepsen song.
Maddie Ray Jepsen. Well,
that's right.
She wishes.
All right. So let's start off. What did you buy? What new stock? Well, first, is it a real position or is it the small portfolio?
I did do that as well. Same stock.
Ooh. All right. What is it? We're not being around the bush. Tell us, what is it?
If I can tell you yet. Think picks and shovels. Picks and shovels.
Okay.
For onshoring semiconductors. We'll give you 3 guesses.
Oh, you said onshoring, so it's not going to be Taiwan Semi.
Not going to be Taiwan Semi. I won't use that as a guess.
No, I'm making a statement.
Yes, not Taiwan Semi.
Onshoring. All right, this is going to be a bad guess. Qualcomm.
That is a bad guess, Steve.
Okay. ASML?
No, but I did look at that as well.
Did you buy Intel on the freaking dip?
No, fuck Intel.
All right, so where did you buy?
Skywater Technologies.
All right, tell us why.
Steve, do you know what Skywater does?
I have no idea what Skywater does.
Skywater creates what am I trying to say? I'm drawing a blank right now. Basically, they
make the coolant?
No, radiation resistant semiconductors.
Okay.
Good for nuclear, good for missiles, good for space.
Okay.
So generally they make them out of different material than the normal semiconductors, which TSMC or an Intel or Texas Instruments might make. They're basically going to be hyper focused on Department of Defense contracts, space contracts, quantum contracts. So if you think quantum is going to continue to be there, if you think space is going to continue to be there, you think nuclear is going to continue to be there, There it is, and it's 100% U.S. owned, or at least there's no side owners like in Global Foundries, which is another U.S. company that I looked at potentially buying. It has a large ownership from Mubadala, which is a United Emirates investment firm. So I don't know, Steve. We'll see. $1.5 billion company. My thought process is likely to continue to run. It could be, I don't know. I haven't done as much due diligence as I'd like, but I like it enough that I wanted to get involved. I think it could be $10 to $15 billion company, and it's a $1.5 billion company right now.
Okay. Well, listen, you have a very good track record of finding diamonds in the rough. So who am I to judge?
Hey, it could go down. A lot of my stocks end up going down before they go back up. So
I like it.
I'm always generally early. So most people should probably wait 6 months and then invest. You probably would have made more money that way if you listened to that on Palantir, Rocket Lab, Next Decade, all those. We'll see. We'll see if I continue to invest over time. It's in that soaking period. We'll see if I still feel good about it in a couple months.
Listen, I don't hate it. I think it's the right sector. I think it's the right industry. I don't know anything about it, so I'd have to get back to you on it.
But if you could buy a potential TSMC in the United States, you would, right? It's not going to be TSMC.
The potential SMS, whatever the fuck. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So you never know.
Skywater Technology. All right.
And I sold some puts. That's what we were talking about on the portfolio challenge on Sunday.
Oh, you sold some puts. All right.
I bought shares in my normal portfolio, sold puts in the whatchamacallit portfolio. The small
I don't hate
portfolio.
that, Matt. I don't hate that. I've done nothing this week except wonder why people are so shook.
Hey Steve, I hear people talking about shook stuff in the chat. Talking about.
I mean, I don't understand it. On Monday, I'm sorry. On Tuesday, I came out and said that this was a nothing burger, that this would pass. Everybody wants to run for the hills because we got a 2% down day. Like, everybody should want the markets to go down to buy more. I don't understand why people freak out on down days or down weeks. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, for everybody, and I've said this for years and years. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I'm not sorry, because it's a very important point. And I think that too many people are focusing on individual stocks now. And I think that there's a lot of leverage out there, and there's a lot of people that are on margin, and things are not going to end well for that. The reality is every 2 weeks, a ton of money comes into the market. It backstops the market. And from a long-term perspective, you should want and embrace downward trends, because even if it lasts 3 months, you're still buying more every 2 weeks. Like, you're forced to buy the best companies, because most 401k plans do not allow you to buy individual stocks. I mean, Matt, your 401k, are you allowed to buy individual stocks?
Nope.
Neither am I. Most people who work for a corporation are not allowed to buy individual stocks in their 401k. Now, if you have self-directed because you work for yourself or a small firm, that's different. But the reality is that most people have the majority of their stock exposure in their retirement accounts, and they are putting in every 2 weeks. So the whole idea of, oh my God, the market went down 2%. What's Trump going to say tomorrow? Is it going to keep sliding? The answer should be that we don't care. The answer should be that, you know what? We're buying no matter what for the long term. So it just drives me nuts.
Steve, I like it. I like where your head's at.
I mean, I don't know. I don't get shook. I don't get stopped out.
No?
No.
Steve, did you see my thumbnail? I'm trying to get
the penny.
What? Oh, that's hysterical. You should show the penny. You should show the penny. That's
I should show it. All right, I'll show it.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
No. I have it up.
I'm not trying to influence you.
I have it up. So once again, this is what Maddie sends me. I do like it. It looks pretty damn good.
It's a good looking penny.
It's a good looking penny. It's a good looking
penny. I don't think that they would had that face been on the penny. I don't know if they'd stop making it.
Yeah. I mean, they would have just never made it in general.
Some say they haven't made it.
There we go. There we go.
Steve.
Matt.
Can I sing to you for a moment?
Sure.
Guess what I had for dinner, man?
What'd you have for dinner, Matt?
A little dun 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 dun
tequila
dun 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 fajitas. I had fajitas.
So ridiculous.
I was sorry, I was distracted because I was trying to get this thumbnail up. The one, I think that's probably the best thumbnail I've ever made, Steve.
Well, I would like to see it.
It's the one I sent you earlier.
Intel report. Wait, you sent it to me?
Yeah, the one before the penny.
The one of you and me in the diner?
Yeah.
That's from the other day.
Yeah, but I added the word cloud.
No, you had that.
I never had the word cloud in there.
I thought you did. All right, I'll show it. I thought you had that. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're the king of thumbnails. What can I say?
Try my best.
The king of thumbnails.
So what did you ask? I forget.
Intel slumps on Q1 guidance. And then we have the whole Netflix debacle. I'm telling you, I think people thought I was legitimately crazy when I said I did not like Netflix here. It keeps falling. And on a day like today, when everything ripped higher, Netflix fell another 2%. I mean, this does not look like a chart that wants to stop anytime soon. Like, this can easily go under 80. At some point, I will get interested. And at some point, I would be a buyer of Netflix. But at this point, I'm not seeing a landing in sight. I mean, look at this chart. And I'm not a TA specialist, okay? Let's get that straight. But I do know how to read charts. And this does not look good.
I mean, what do you think it is? You think it's a 27 PE? What do you think people are?
The PE is fine. I truly think it's the Warner Brothers deal. I'm one of the few people that thinks it's not getting done. And I'm going to stand on that. And I had made a video. I made it last night. I put it out this morning. And some of the comments in there, I mean, I think they misunderstood what I said because they said I was leaving out YouTube as a streaming service. Yeah, I'm leaving out YouTube as a streaming service for a reason. Because everybody, including myself, Matt, Amit, Tanner, Tevis, Roy, we all make our own content. YouTube is not paying us. Like, they're not paying to build shows and stuff. Like, I don't put it in the same category as Prime. I don't put it in the same category as Netflix, as Warner Brothers, as Paramount. If you want to just say streaming services, sure, it's in the category. but I'm thinking about what type of content. YouTube does not compete against those for content. YouTube is all original content 24/7 from any creator. Matt and I cannot go make a show on Netflix. We cannot go make a show on Prime, etc., etc. So
YouTube's paying us, Steve.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, we cannot
Billions.
go create a movie, create a TV show, and put it on those platforms. So when I look at Netflix, I don't consider YouTube a competitor. And because I don't, Netflix finished Q4 with 325 million accounts. When you add Warner Brothers Discovery to them, they'll be over 450 million. Prime has something like 220 million. I just don't believe they're going to allow the number 1 and number 4 streaming services for TVs and movie to combine and be more than double Prime. I don't buy it.
Yeah, YouTube TV does really well. But I'm with you in terms of the actual physical YouTube platform. Pretty interesting, man. Very interesting.
Thank you very much. You didn't send the milk to Matt. Love from the Tannerland.
I'm curious. I think people have a very skewed view of how much people make on YouTube for doing these videos, and it's not until they actually are doing these streams. And I'm actually kind of curious. Put in the chat how much you think I made on YouTube last year. I will gladly show everybody. All together. Every weekend doing Rocket Lab Weekly, coming on stream and harassing Steve for an hour every once in a while.
Oh, look at that. Tevis is in the chat.
Dude, Tev Daddy prints money.
He's a good role model to society and beyond.
7,000, 20,000, 1,000 a video, 50,000 a week. You know what, Steve? You know what our goal for 2026 should be?
I'm a little scared to know.
We should buy out Warner Brothers.
You know?
Apparently all this money I'm making on YouTube, people think.
The thought had crossed my mind. The thought had crossed my mind to call up Larry, like, listen, just hang out in Hawaii. We got this.
Actually, a better one. I've been growing my channel since 2017. My channel's still growing, Steve. It's been growing since 2017. I'm actually kind of curious. Just if you remove super chats, actually, I just want to know from. All right, let me rephrase this. Just from YouTube ads. So remove all the super chats, remove all that. I'll show both, but here's what people think.
You're going to show the back end analytics.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay.
You don't have to share yours. I'm just from YouTube, not from super chats or memberships or anything like that.
Tevis, while Matt is bringing this up, are you excited for this weekend, sir? And are you going to come on Saturday night and commentate at some point?
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
How much do you think I made, Steve? Before you show it.
I don't know.
Just from ads, no super chats, no memberships.
I have no idea. Tevis, you don't have plans, okay? You don't have plans on Saturday night. Your plans are UFC, sir. Chels, what's going on? June, what's going on?
Feel free to show it if you want.
Show it? Okay.
I'm printing, man. Making a lot of money off YouTube. Making all this money.
Do it for the love of the game, man.
You do it for the love of the game. You don't do it for the money.
You do it for the love of the game. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Arma, were you the one that messaged me on X and I responded Yoda flops? Matt's doing it for the love of the game.
All of 2025.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, you really didn't stream a lot in 2025. I
You
had
think you're better than me, Steve?
I'm just saying.
Look, that doesn't even include the first half of the year. Look, 3, 2, 3, 3. That's a lot of videos, Steve. That's more than 52, is it not?
What about March? There were no videos then.
I think it doesn't show that. I'm sure
Okay.
if I focused on it. Let me focus on it. Just because Steve thinks I'm a slacker.
I never said that.
You did. Oh, look, there's videos, Steven.
There you go.
Look, and that's 90 days. Look, that's more than, what is that? That's supposed to be what, 12 weeks? There's more than 12 videos there. A nice $500 for the quarter.
I mean, listen, it's for the love of the game, man.
It's for the love of the game.
It's for the love
of the game.
All right. So what are we doing with investing, Matt? I mean, I'm excited because we're coming into earnings season. I was telling Tanner last night, Meta's going to blow up. Now, I'm not going to say that today was a huge win because the market ripped, but I'm telling you, Meta is going to freaking, I hope to God I'm not wrong on this, but I really think they're so undervalued that it's crazy.
Meta, I agree. I like it.
They were up 5.66% today. They ran 34.67, sir.
I only have 4 shares, unfortunately. So I'm pretty upset. But it's an auxiliary position. I really don't have that much. I was buying it. I bought 1 share just to screw around, and then I bought another one because it was so cheap, and then it stuck around again. I think it went to like 650, 660, and then 2 or 3 weeks ago it dropped, and then it dropped again. So I don't know. You gonna buy more, or do you have your position you're not gonna have?
I said I'm not buying unless it goes to 550 because I do have a position built out.
Mm-hmm.
I will be I'm going to try to buy some more Microsoft before earnings. I think Microsoft is a slam dunk here. That's just me. I went over it last night. Microsoft is in a very interesting position. I think it's inexpensive. I think they have one of the biggest moats I've ever seen in a company, and I want to own more.
I really like the I really like MetaMin. I think I'm upset with myself because I actually would like to go back and check. I'm gonna do that actually. I think in 2014 when it IPO'd, I think, or maybe it was the year after. I'll have to find out, but I believe I had shares and I wish I had held on to them because I wouldn't be talking to you here, Steve. Just kidding.
I mean, that's a little.
I never had that many shares.
I'm just saying that's a little sad that you wouldn't be talking to me. It's a little sad.
Steve, even if I had Elon's money, I'd be still.
I mean, you'd have to change your number because I could still call you.
What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying. Good role model. So look,
2015. Let me see.
Oh, you're going back.
Yeah, I'm telling you. When did it IPO?
What? You said when did it IPO?
Yeah.
2011 or 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought I had
2012.
shares.
2012.
When was it like $70 a share? Before 2020.
2014.
It switched to Meta?
While you're looking for that, I'm going to answer this super chat. Thank you, Motion Stocks. So, why do I think Microsoft is being disrespected? So, I can give you I'll give you a little bit of the deep dive. You know what? We'll let Matt go with his meta, and then I'll bring up the sheets.
Sorry, what was the question?
You were going to talk about meta.
Well, I was hoping that I could find it. I don't know why I can't find my thanks, Hot Doug. You're the myth, the legend.
Dougie.
I don't know why I can't find it. I could have sworn that I bought in 20 shares in my individual brokerage account. Maybe I'd have to go. Maybe it was on my, maybe it was in my Roth.
I was going to say, you got so many accounts. You're probably just not looking at the right one.
Hey, found it.
All right.
I bought. Oh, now I'm really upset. I had 31 shares at one point.
No bueno, sir.
Starting July. Yeah, starting July 2014. And then I bought more in September. So I had 31 shares. I lost $14.
Shook.
What would that be worth now? 18 grand? Not a lot, but
shook.
Yeah, that's what happens. You get shook. You're like, that's when you try to make that Lambo money. Like
remember, scared money don't make money.
What is it? 650? Oh, 20 grand. Yeah.
All right. So here is why I believe Microsoft is being disrespected. And I disagree with one of these comments that Microsoft is getting caught in the software debacle. So this is the reality of Microsoft. First off, when we look at the bottom line numbers, you put it against Alphabet, okay? It's got a much better operating margin, much better EBITDA margin. They're doing $166 billion in EBITDA, okay? They have a better cash from operations margin, better free cash flow margin, and better net income margin. So from an absolute numbers perspective, without getting into shares and all that, just on pure profitability, it's a much better margin business. And they're doing more EBITDA, more operating income, just a little less cash from operations. Free cash flow is a little more because they're not spending as much as Alphabet, but that could change this quarter. Both companies are great. But one, don't bet against a company that's doing 100 billion plus in net income. They know how to make money. They're doing, what is that? 2 billion a week in net income. I mean, really think about that for a sec. $2 billion in pure profits after every expense, including taxes, is allocated.
That is insane.
That's not a company that you want to get bearish on. That's first. Then if we look at the actual earnings per share and valuation, okay? And this is on their calendar year because I made this sheet for that specifically because everybody, not everybody, but some people were bitching and complaining. So Microsoft reports on a June 26 basis. They're expected to do 1623 this year in EPS, 1873 next year, and 2257 the following year. They are trading at 27.5 times this year's earnings. They're trading at 19.98 times 2028 forward, 39% EPS growth over the next 2 years. This is inexpensive for where the market is trading. Even on today's numbers, it's under the S&P earnings multiple. And it'll likely be under it continuously on a forward basis.
The thing that bothers me, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to
Microsoft also has one of the biggest moats I've ever seen. So Matt, not obviously don't say where you work, but in business, do you use Google Sheets or do you use Office 365?
Office 365.
Okay. When you get things from outside people, do the majority of things come in as Excel or Word docs, or do they come in as Google Sheets and Google Doc?
Excel or Word docs and PowerPoint.
And PowerPoint. Now, PDF is something different. We all get PDFs. That's not a Microsoft thing. Now, do you use AWS or Azure?
I think both.
Okay. And do you have SharePoint?
Yes.
Okay. And do you personally use SharePoint at work?
Yes.
Okay. And you use OneDrive,
Yes.
Power BI?
Unfortunately.
Okay. And are you guys using Fabric?
No.
Okay.
Maybe
That's all-
somebody in the company, but I'm not.
Right. Okay. But when you actually look at Microsoft from a corporate level, okay, it's incredibly hard. Yeah. Tevis, small companies will use Google products because they are cheaper. Large corporations, and I worked at a $70 billion corporation, only
Humble
use
brag.
I'm just saying, like, only use Microsoft products. Like, big corporations only use Microsoft products from what I have seen. Now, the environment is so damn sticky that the way that the pricing works on Office 365, it's on an enterprise agreement with licenses. You have E0, E1, E3, E5, E7. Then you have upcharges for being able to record in Teams. You also have upcharges for Copilot. There are so many damn upcharges, and their environment is incredibly sticky. They also get a cut of every freaking PC sold because of Windows software. Matt, why are you sleeping? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Am I boring you?
I'm a sleepy baby, Steve.
All right. So Teams is the de facto for meetings now. I rarely get Zoom invites. I rarely get WebEx invites. Externally, at least 70%, and I would even go as high as 85, but I'm going to be conservative. At least 70% of meetings I'm invited to from outside people are from Teams. Most of what I see is Microsoft. And then you also have the other environments for Microsoft with gaming. I mean, cloud.
But Steve, they're not innovating like Google. Somebody in the chat said.
Oh, they're not innovating. I mean, yeah, they are innovating. I think that they're getting beat up because of ChatGPT. I think people believe ChatGPT is going to be a bust. I believe people think that Anthropic is the real deal. And that is what is hurting Microsoft right now. I don't believe it's anything with their numbers. I don't believe it's anything with their business. Their business is growing like wildfire. And it's so sticky, corporations are not leaving their environment.
Yeah. Sometimes, to me, sometimes it's okay. I'm generally speaking, when you're sitting on your laurels and, for quite a long time, you don't really continue to innovate. But Microsoft since 2015 has done an absolutely phenomenal job growing the cloud, being able to continue to buy out other things like the gaming division that have done extremely well. And I don't know. To me, I don't think right now is for them to really hyper focus on innovation. Should they continue to look at things that they can bolt on and potentially innovate in that respect? Yeah, I'm not saying don't innovate, but I'm just saying I wouldn't hit them because they're not innovative. If you did that, kind of like what I've done in the past, which is look at Apple and say, and I'm not saying Apple and Microsoft are in the same boat right now, but what I was thinking 5-10 years ago was, oh, Apple, they're not going to be innovating. They've already made the iPhone. It can't grow anymore. Sometimes when you have a fucking winning product, you just keep using it and you keep growing it and you foster that growth. So had you done the same where you're like looking at Microsoft and being like, they're not innovating, you would have lost out on hundreds of percent return. Hundreds. And to think that cloud is done, you're wrong. Straight up. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it. You think that cloud is done, you are wrong.
It's still in its infancy. And LinkedIn is such a big beast. I don't think people realize how dependent HR departments are on LinkedIn. LinkedIn makes so much money from Microsoft. It's embedded in the software stack. Like, seriously, most people in business don't use Google products. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's just the truth. So huge moat, huge numbers, And when I look at their actual financials, once again, it's hard to get bullish on a company that went from 125 billion in 2019 to 143 to 168, 198, 211, 245, 281, and now we're 1 quarter into their fiscal year and they're at 293 billion. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And yet people want to say they're not innovating. They have a whole suite of products that work together. And companies pay and they uppay. Companies are taking more storage from Azure. Those agreements get amended because they need more things. So I don't know what to tell people, except everything I see, Microsoft is there. The numbers support it, and it looks inexpensive compared to a lot of other stocks in the market. And they're buying back shares hand over fist right now. I mean, in the trailing 12, they've repurchased 19.96 billion in shares and paid 24.5 billion now in dividends. They're returning $45 billion in stock, 45 billion capital to shareholders on an annualized basis. Hard to be freaking bearish on that.
That's nice, but I need the stock to move. What do you think the stock? What? These people serious?
Why? What happened?
Somebody said that's nice, but I need the stock to move.
Well, I love stuff like this. Microsoft won't do more than 20 to 35% this year. Like, Matt, I'm going to lose my shit. 20 to 35% is such an amazing year. If you do 20 or 35% returns, you're crushing it. Can we please normalize reality? Reality is not doing 50% or 100% ROI in a year. That's not freaking normal.
It's okay, Steve.
I mean, Matt, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not.
I feel like everybody is getting spoiled with freaking Hood, Palantir, Rocket Lab, SoFi. I feel like everybody's getting spoiled about with these companies. Like, this stuff is not freaking normal.
Yeah, it's okay, Steve. Their time will come. I knew a lot of people in 2021 that thought that Warren Buffett was an idiot, and then I haven't seen them for the past 4 years. Wonder why.
Why?
Sometimes money is easy to be made.
I'm just saying, we need to normalize 15 or 20% years is freaking a good year. Not making a 3, 4, 5x in 6 months. Not normal.
I don't know, Steve. Did you happen to listen to everything at Davos this week or what?
I've listened to some of it. I've been quite busy this week. I need to catch up on my stuff. I have a list of things I need to listen to. I saw Elon was there. I didn't get to listen to him yet.
Yeah, they're fine.
I did not get to listen to the full speech with Brian Armstrong and Brad Garlinghouse. I do want to say something, though.
Ready.
For everybody out there that was making fun of me about XRP, all right? Look at who's at Davos. The only person in crypto from an actual project, Brian Armstrong does not count, okay, because he's a CEO and founder of Coinbase. But an actual crypto project, guess who the only person there is? Brad motherfucking Garlinghouse. You watch.
Is it going to 1,000?
Maybe it's not this year. Maybe it's not next year. But at some point, and I do think once a Clarity Act gets signed, people are going to see what happens with XRP Ledger. I think people are going to be surprised how many banks are actually going to use this. And he gave some crazy numbers at the speech about how much was done on their network last year compared to 2024. It was insane. Ripple is a real company. The XRP Ledger is a real product. And for everybody out there saying XRP sucks, blah, 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 Brad Garlinghouse is the only one at Davos speaking with everybody. So put 2 and 2 together, please. That's just
Steve, you put 2 and 2 together. What do you get?
5.
Heard it here first, everybody.
We're here first. It's that new style math they're teaching the kids these days.
That's what do they call it?
I have no idea.
Amen. I don't know. I think crypto is done for the year. And I think it's done for most of 2027 as well.
It could be. It absolutely could be.
I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic that I was hoping for a big bump and we still might have it, but I was really thinking that by this point, we're almost into February. I was thinking that we would have another spike up or at least some strength in crypto. And the last week I thought was going to potentially go into a peak and yeah, it's been lackluster. So my thought hasn't changed on it. I think 2026 will be a pullback year.
It could be. Listen, it absolutely could be. I mean, I just want to show everybody, like, Garlinghouse is actually on. I'm going to find the clip. I have it in front of me. He's actually on the panel with everybody about, is tokenization the future?
Is tokenization, I mean, what kind of question is that? Everything, I think the tokenization is a prime thing that I think a lot of people need to get ready for. And I think a lot of people will do well with it. It allows people to have control, allows people to recognize and make sure that what they're getting isn't fugazi. So much has been operating off of trust, right? And now I think trust is transparency. So I think that's what tokenization is going to bring to everything.
All right, I found it. I want to play this, Matt. And just everybody humor me. Why would they put Garlinghouse on a panel with Brian Armstrong at the World Economic Forum? Just saying.
Their budget, they're all running deficits, and it's caused inflation in fiat currencies. And so there is a real segment of the population that is looking for a new system based on hard money.
Brad, on that note, there are lots of sound bites there, lots to respond to. You're already seeing the momentum. First up, tokenized assets on Ripple's XRP ledger surged over 2,200% last year. Just weigh in from your perspective.
Well, I think I agree with a lot of what was said here. I do think the first poster child of tokenization was really stable coins. You saw, as Brian observed, massive growth last year. I think, went from, in 2024, $19 trillion of transactions on stable coins. Last year in 2025 is $33 trillion. So about 75% growth. I think many in our industry would say that's going to continue. I think to the extent there's space between what Brian was just talking about and how I think about the Bitcoin idea of a Bitcoin standard, I look at that and I think it's much more of the marriage. Sovereignty of fiat currencies, I believe, is for many countries sacrosanct. Ben Bernanke spoke at a Ripple event many years ago, and he made the point that governments will roll tanks into the street before giving up monetary supply, giving up the control of monetary supply, which stuck with me as, yeah, that makes sense. And so at Ripple, we very much focus on building the bridges between traditional finance, as Bill was describing, what we now call TradFi, and decentralized finance. And that has meant working with a lot of the banks around the world to kind of build those bridges.
So everybody can think I'm crazy, which is fine. Sometimes I am. But they are actually working with a lot of banks. Let's see what happens. But I am telling you, Ripple is a real company. And I really hope that they IPO soon, because I would love to be a shareholder of Ripple directly.
I like it. Steve, people want to know when you're going to open up the silver $50.
I'm getting them tomorrow.
Are you going to videotape it? Well, probably not in the bank. That's probably not advised.
Well, no, I'm not going to videotape me picking them up. I'll probably get, thrown on the floor and, beat up and arrested. But I will be getting them tomorrow on my way home, and I am gonna figure out an opening. I never got the extra camera though. I have a second camera. Maybe I can figure out a way to rig it up to do this. I never got the boom arm. Let me go on Amazon. Thank you.
Steve, I don't know how to
much.
say this. I don't know how to say this other than ill prepared.
Yeah, I know. Ill prepared. Okay.
Steve makes you feel brand new, something inside of you.
Let me see if
His name is Stevie.
so I gotta find a stand that I can put this down on. So I am gonna find one, and we're gonna get this going.
See, I don't want to ignore people. So while Steve's doing that, people are asking about Rocket Lab. And, I don't know to the extent. So, Steve, I don't know if you heard this, but they were testing one of the, I believe it was either the middle or bottom section of the stage 1 rocket. For anybody that's kind of following, it's separated into kind of 3 modular pieces. So the top, which is the Hungry Hippo, that's already been tested and moved over. Then you have the one that actually has the tank itself, and so they're hydrostatic testing the tank yesterday, and it did rupture. So based off of my reading of the commentary, it doesn't look like it was an absolute complete failure, if that makes sense. I mean, it a lot of times if you look at it, if you look at the stage 2, that passed with flying colors for the stage 2 tank test, but at the same time, they did take it to rupture. Sometimes they just do these things to be able to understand what the limits are of each individual tank, right? So it could have been a test concept tank that they were trialing. It's based off the reading. I get the feeling, and this is just me speculating, because they didn't outright say this, but I don't think that they passed the test. But my anticipation is that it was close, either slightly close to passing or slightly below passing. Sorry. Generally, they take like 105, 110% of what they're expected to make sure they get qualified for it. My thought process is that it met what the expected operating envelope was, or it was slightly below the operating envelope. So the thought process is they were probably going to explode this tank anyway, just because they wanted to know the limits of it, just like how we saw several starships explode. Some of that was, I think, just rapid unexplained disassembly, but that also, I think, some of which they were testing the boundaries to see, where they can place certain heat shields, etc., how many heat shields they can lose before, you have a rud, etc. So in that respect, I don't think this is a massive delay, but I don't know enough to be able to fully say that with 100% confidence. But it doesn't seem like to me that it was like a massive failure per se. It seems like, if anything, they were pretty close to meeting qualification, but maybe not hitting that bar. And very well, they could come out, and say that they actually did pass qualification. But I anticipate that the verbiage of the press release would have been slightly different had they passed, if that makes sense. So,
Did anything happen to the stock?
it dropped a little bit overnight, but then I think it kind of rebounded today. So,
Okay. I mean, listen, can't get mad at that type of stuff,
it's literally rocket science.
I mean, it's rocket money is what it is.
Some may say, Steve, but then they had a
Literally
successful
rocket
launch.
money.
They had a successful launch this morning for the Electron rocket. So,
Good.
first one of the year, Steve. Sad that was 22 days in, but still successful.
Listen, as long as it's successful, that's all that matters, right?
You're successful, Steve.
Some would say I'm not.
Do you have something else that I can continue? There's another stock people are asking about.
Yeah, what stock?
So another stock that Steve didn't want to listen to me or Kris Patel on and buy was Venture Global.
I own it.
So
Don't do that. I bought it at freaking like 610 or something like that.
oh, good old Steven. You're doing better than I am on the stock.
I didn't buy enough of it, but I did buy it.
There you go. So people are asking if it's still a buy here in the nines. I mean, it really is all dependent upon your time horizon and if you're willing to hold on to the stock. It could easily go back down to the high fives, low sixes. It's very much dependent upon natural gas pricing and things of the like. So where I'm confident cautiously is by 2030, I think we'll be over this hump of all the lawsuits, litigation, and everything like that. And you'll have 2 additional facilities online where you're going to be able to refinance the debt likely lower because the credit rating of the company will be better. So it's really up to you. Like I said, 2030 is where I'm very cautiously confident that you're going to be over some of this litigation piece. You're going to be over this supply glut that everyone keeps talking about. You'll have more clarity on whether or not Europe is actually going to decrease natural. Steve, did you know that Europe is going to decrease the amount of natural gas that they're using by like 30 to 40% over the next 5 years?
They're out of their freaking minds. Like, what are they doing? And I got to tell you, Lutnick was so amazing at Davos, calling them out on their happy horse shit. I mean, what are they doing? They don't make any batteries.
So anyway, I think Venture Global is a $100 billion company. It's trading at just about $20 billion. I think there'll eventually be buybacks. There'll eventually be more dividends. They already do pay a dividend. They are producing cash flow, and they're very profitable. So to me, it's not like you're buying an Oklo or somebody that hasn't actually produced a product as of yet. These are physically exporting. It's chasing to be the largest LNG exporter in the United States, and within the next 24 months, I believe it will be. So it's going to be the United States' #1 export. So to me, like physical export, of course, obviously the goods and services that the tech companies provide is going to produce more in terms of value. But if a physical export, it's going to be the United States' #1 physical export. So to me, I think it's a no-brainer. But once again, it goes about not just buying because somebody said, it's about understanding the time horizon of which we're talking. It could be 5 years, 10 years before you truly see this blossom into a beautiful flower. And that's my time horizon with it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Venture Global is very interesting. I bought it based on research I did. Didn't buy enough. Matt knows way more about it than I do, but when you just take a step back and look at it, there is a 0% chance, and everybody knows I hate talking in absolutes. There is a 0% chance we're getting away from oil and gas this decade or next decade. Okay. Probably even, hold on, probably even the next decade and next decade after that. Oil and gas is, I mean, listen, you want me to really say we're not getting away from oil and gas for at least 100 years? Like, would that make you feel better, Matt?
No, you said next decade.
No, I said we're not getting off of it this decade or next decade.
Which is another company that I like.
That's not what I was talking about, and you know that.
I know, but you said it, so I gave you the eyes.
Okay, so I didn't know what you were giving me the eyes about, but everything that we touch derives from oil and gas, more or less. All the plastic that we use for cell phones, keyboards, everything, car parts, all derives from natural gas. Clothes that you're wearing, our whole world is built on oil and gas. Like,
say it again, Steve.
You can't get away from it.
No, say the thing you said before.
The entire world is built on oil and gas.
Bam.
You know, like, and people want to. I'm not against solar. Okay, I am against wind. I think that the freaking turbines are horrible. And I don't think that people really realize what goes into that. But I think solar is amazing.
Did you hear what Trump said? I'm not saying it was right or wrong, but did you hear what he said about windmills?
I've heard some things of what he said, but what are you referring to?
Basically, he said like China makes all these windmills to sell to you guys, meaning the Europeans.
Yep.
And he was like, and your stupid asses are the ones that keep buying. He was like, they barely have any windmills in China.
Yeah. It's all coal fire plants.
So I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know the truth. I'm not trying to steer people one way or the other, but I just love how he's like, doesn't give a shit. And he's just like talking shit.
No, but it's the truth. I mean, they're all laughing at us trying to go net zero by freaking 2040 and eradicating oil and gas and making the cost per barrel go up, making gas at the pump go up. They're all laughing at us because none of them are doing it. It's the silliest freaking thing. It's ridiculous. And what do you think is going to happen with the data centers? You think, oh, we're just going to put up some solar and we're going to run data centers? Stop it. Stop
Steve,
it.
they need less natural gas. 30%, 30% less, they said.
Who said? Europe?
The EU says they need 30% less over the next 5 years.
Okay. And then they're going to be in a conundrum where they either have to buy from Russia or beg us for American LNG.
Well, at the moment, I'm sure you know this already, so sorry, but for the people that are listening, because, you know, Steve gets thousands of people that listen to the show. I think, what was it, Jan 1? Jan 1, there's no more spot LNG from Russia. Middle of this year, there's no more, I think there's no more contracted LNG. So all the contracts that were in place are now null and void. And then by the 1st of Jan next year, all the pipeline gas is stopped from Russia.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know, Steve. Oh, you know what Trump also said? Whether or not people like it or not. He said that the UK now produces 1/3 the amount of oil that they were making in, I forget, I'm going to mess up the quote, but the early 90s or late 90s. They're producing now 1/3 less, or sorry, not 1/3 less, 1/3 the amount, so 2/3 less. And he said, I don't understand, because you literally have the North Sea, which is one of the most prolific oil and gas basins in the entirety of the world. So the fact that you're producing less but importing from the United States is even just like a head scratcher in general, because they could be energy independent, as they were for quite some time.
It doesn't make any sense. Why we would want to why the EU would want to get rid of that? I'm sorry, but I'm not buying this stuff. I never bought global warming. It's called common sense. It's called climate change. It's called the Earth's been around for billions of years. We know nothing about the weather. Nothing. Why? Because somebody built a computer program? You don't know because of a glacier? Stop it. We have no idea about the cycles that the climate goes through. It's just ridiculous. Well, let's move on. I'm going to say too much stuff.
Say what you got to say, Steve. Say what
No, I think people need to have common sense is what I think.
Steve, you said it here. I like it.
So,
what are we buying, Steve? What else are we buying?
I think Amazon's really interesting, but freaking Meta's the play. Meta's still the freaking play.
You think? Well, yeah, Meta. I don't know. Do you think Meta? Do you think that? When's Meta report? Regardless, my question to you, end of next week. Do you think that we will see? What's Kris want? Let's see. Mr. Patel, you're live.
Stop. Wait, what do you mean you're live?
You're live, Mr. Patel.
Right now, I thought we were doing Cash Flow Chronicles at like 9.
We are doing Cash Flow Chronicles at like 9. Wait, 9 my time, not 9 your time.
Wait, 9 your time? That means it's right now. Oh, damn. Let me hop on 1 second. Send me the link.
It's 7:16, Mr. Patel.
Oh, sure, you're right. Okay.
My time. I'm on live with Steve.
Gotcha.
What do you have to say?
You want to just make this menage a trois?
Little menage a trois, Steve, or do you?
Yeah.
Well, no. Steve's got a live. Steve, don't you have to go live with Amit in like 15 minutes?
Well, we're going live at 9:30 Eastern.
9:30 Eastern. Oh, so you have time.
Yeah, I got a good
Man,
30
just get it
minutes.
out the way instead of trying to do simulcast.
Wait, now I'm confused. Are you coming now, or are you coming
Yeah, I
with
was
Amit?
gonna say let me just come in now. Give me a second.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's just do Castle Chronicles like we normally do. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Chris, am I sending you a link or not?
He can't
What
hear
did
you.
Steve say? What did Steve say? I couldn't hear.
Yeah, he can't hear you, Steve. He said he wants to know if he's sending you a link. Is that a no?
Okay, there we go. I got it. All right, I'll be on in just a minute.
Okay, never mind.
See, he says no, but if you send him a link, he's gonna come.
That's why they call him Hot Steve, man.
Oh. Yeah, I got
man.
30 minutes, and then I gotta try to finish this other Seeking Alpha article before Amit and I go live.
See, you're a good role model.
Why?
Me, on the other hand, I'm a horrible role model.
Dude, I wrote a Seeking Alpha article before, went live with you, getting another one done, and going live with Amit at 9:30.
There's a machine.
Listen, man. Try to be.
Oh, people want to know what you're wearing with the Jubilee, Steve.
What do you mean?
People wondering about the Jubilee. I didn't know you had the Jubilee race on today.
I didn't realize I raised my arm.
Steve's not wearing a watch. Steve's not wearing a watch.
I may have a different watch on than I normally do.
Steve's not wearing a watch, people. See? Steve, show him. You're not wearing one.
Yeah, I know. I'm not wearing one.
What happened to your eye? Did you fall? What happened?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Your left wrist looked like it had bruising. Is everything okay? Are you
I'm
being
good.
abused?
Nah,
You're being
I'm good.
abused?
I'm good.
Is boss lady taking rulers and abusing you with them?
I'm good.
Steve put away his AP, not to appear out of touch. You heard it here first.
I mean, that would be pretty sick.
What, getting abused?
No, getting an AP.
Oh, yeah. I told you my AP story, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I should tell it to the chat one day. But one of these days. I thought I was balling. I'll just tell it really quick while we wait for Kris. Oh, well, while Kris makes sure that his mic's working, because it's probably not. Oh, it is. All right, we're good. So when I was coming back from Trinidad in 2020, I was like, of course the company's paying for everything. I don't have, they're giving me a stipend to live overseas, etc. So I moved back into the country, and I'm like, I'm balling, I can afford an AP, and I go to the local dealer here in Houston, and I walk in there with my Rolex, my fake Rolex, of course, and I'm like, oh, I can afford an AP, man. Like, I was an expat, I saved all my money while I was away. I start looking at the prices, and I'm like, oh, like what about that? I was like, where are the entry level models for these? And they were like, oh, they're back there, and I look, and I'm like, oh. And so the guy was like, so what do you think? Like, you want to buy anything? And I was like, I think my eyes are bigger than my wallet. I think I need to go and hit the stock market real quick and make a couple 100,000 before I even come back into the store. And I haven't been in there since. Moral of the story.
Steve, I'm on a mission.
Oh boy.
I need you to help me.
Magic cards, silver, Pokemon. Where are we going?
No, it's called Help Matt Stop Working. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Matt is stacked right now on Rocket Lab. I think we need to convince him to sell half of his position and put that money into some nice fixed income that's coming in. You know which one I'm talking about. And then he could just chill with us. Like, just plain chill. Matt, you could just quit your job. F you, Doc. Just come hang out with us. come to New York, come to Atlanta. What do you think?
That would be great for like 3 months until you're like, Matt, go the fuck back to work. Stop bothering me.
Then
Stop
you can
bothering-
rebuy your stupid rocket lab and just, do that.
It'd be so funny because I'd be like, yeah, Steve, I'm in New York this week. Like, what are you doing Tuesday? You're like, Matt, I have a 9 to 5. I still work. Like, I can't keep spending money on all these damn steak lunches.
Fiorello is trying to also get out of the rat race. All of us are getting out of the rat race. I'm just saying, right now, do you know how lonely it was going to dinner by myself? Like, my wife's in Wisconsin for training right now. So it's just me like at home this entire week. And I'm like, man, this shit sucks. I wish I could just ask one of these idiots if they're close by. Let's go grab some dinner or something, But y'all are like far away. So now I'm trying to make life easy for me. Like, we've done well. We've succeeded in life. I mean,
we should just move to Pennsylvania, buy a ton of land, and build a compound.
I don't know if I want to live in Pennsylvania. I don't mind flying back and forth to New York and Jersey in that area. So, Matt, make it happen. Come on.
You're right.
You've done well. You've done well. It's time.
I've been thinking a lot. So I've really started to enjoy reading, which I don't normally read a lot, but I've been liking going to the cigar shop, which I always love to go into the cigar shop. But normally I'd be like on my phone, like deep researching stocks and stuff like that. I've been bringing books with me and just smoking cigars, having a nice, like, Diet Dr. Pepper or whatever next to me, sipping on that while I'm smoking my cigar and reading. And that's been a lot of fun. And I've actually been starting to think, I'm like, I could do this every day. I think I could. Just go to the cigar shop, Anyway.
You need a missus. You need a missus, bro.
That's true. I do need a missus, and then I won't have money to retire because I'll be too busy buying her shit.
That's not true, man. Just don't give her your Amazon Prime password. You'll be fine.
She'll create her own. Next thing you know, shit's gonna show up, and it'll be like, "Honey, I'm gonna go to jail if I don't pay my debt." And then next thing you know, I'm
just saying, we've done really well. The market is really hot. I think it's time to just cash in some of the chips. You don't want to be in this goddamn casino the entire time. You want to go and hang out with the boys. I think it's midnight. I think we need to go to Tao and hit up the nightclub. You know what I mean? Like, why are we still in the casino? We've made so much. It's time to take a step back and relax and figure out how to be wealthy. You know what I mean? Y'all don't feel like that? Like, you figured out how to be rich. Now it's time to figure out how to be wealthy.
Kris, what do you think is better than 7 figures?
Oh my God. We were, dude, when we were in Mexico, we were talking to Zach about this.
Oh, man.
Remember that? It's like, when is it enough? When is it enough?
Steve, what do you think? Where am I going with that, Steve?
I mean, obviously the next number is 8, right?
I mean, then why stop at 8?
Exactly. Then you die, bro. You don't want to do that. Look, you are at a point, Matt.
I'm like, if I have a couple more wins, right? Think about it. Hear me out. Hear me out. 7 is great, but how often can you say you got to 8?
The point is, you don't need to get to 8 right now. Okay, Matt, listen to me. When you get to 7 at your age, getting to 8 is not hard, but you cannot take the risk that you took getting from 5 to 8. 5 to 7.
No.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, the biggest problem to people when it comes to the casino is they don't get out of the casino when they've hit it big. Like, it's like you've hit the jackpot and you're like, but what if I stayed in more? You know what I mean? As a good friend, that is one of the things I'm trying to get you to do, which is get out of the casino while you're up. I'm not saying, yeah, bro, stop investing. I'm just saying now, time to chill out on high beta. Now it's time to get into nice long-term value, fixed income that's going to compound at 15, 20% every year. And then guess what? You never have to worry about life ever again. Does that make sense? I mean, this is the shit that we were trying to do from the get-go. Like 5 years ago when I first started talking to you, I wanted to get to this level. I'm at that level. And I just want to now enjoy my life, hang out with you guys, talk about stocks and investing and all that stuff, but do it from a position of power. We don't have to take the risks anymore, boys. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to take the risk anymore.
Don't listen to Biotech Ken.
Don't listen to Biotech Ken. Why not? Wait a
Listen,
second. What's
listen to
wrong with
Biotech Ken. Put
Dude,
1,000 in, you end up with
everything he
10
says
figures.
turns to gold. I don't get it.
10 figures. Biotech Ken.
Good for him.
Tavis is calling. Tavis, you're live.
Get Tevis on here. Get Tevis on
I'm
here.
live.
What do you have to say for yourself, Tavis?
Chris is 100% correct. Stop being a greedy bitch. Take
That's
your
right.
earnings and enjoy your life. All right. And if we need to go back to Mexico to convince you of that, then let's do it.
We had the same conversation in Mexico,
Yeah.
and you're not wrong.
Yeah. Except Rocket Lab's moved like $70 since then. So I think we need another trip, buddy. Let's do it.
You're greedy. You just want your $500 bet that you won on SoFi.
I do want that. But I like Steve's idea of the compound, except something where we have a semblance of privacy, but proximity simultaneously.
I think
When
you
I
just need to
mean
get on.
compound, I mean individual houses in a freaking community that we built.
I don't know if you're
Like
listening.
Florida? Florida? It has to be in a low tax state. We're getting there, boys. We are getting there.
I can't hear Chris, but
Just get on the
I'll
stream,
speak to-
Tavis.
All right.
Mhm.
Drop me a link.
Okay, bye.
Look, I'm just saying, look, everyone in this chat, okay? If you've done really well, okay, you've done really well in this market. The market is up 3 years in a row, 20+%. All this stuff we have been doing, we've been working our asses off to get to this level. Do we really want to be like, oh yeah, you know what? I want to get just to another number that is still going to be irrelevant in terms of your quality of life. But if you lose it and you have to go back down, it's a lot more devastating. And here's the thing. You have, Matt, something that everyone would kill for. You have the age. You are young. You are unmarried. You can go do stuff. Okay.
But Chris, let me ask. Okay, so if you had the opportunity, did you send the link to Tavis, or do I need to send it?
I already sent it.
Okay, he's just slacking.
He's slacking.
If you had the opportunity, so how do I put this out there in the right way? If you had the opportunity to sell a once in a lifetime opportunity stock like Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
And lose one of your millions, but the potential to get to 8 figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, okay, I'd rather take the bird in the hand? Or if you think it's really a generational stock like a Microsoft, sell the Microsoft and just guarantee that you bird in hand?
I would say by eliminating that much concentration, you can hold the amount that you want indefinitely. That gives you that level of compounding that's going to secure you whatever, right? If right not Elon Musk had not Elon Musk, but let's say you had everything like really going for you in this one company and your concentration is there because you've done extremely well on it. That is the point. You can find 5 other companies that are going to outperform this company. Like, it's in you. You already done it, right? You don't have to rely on this one to get you to that level. You see, most people, they get to the level that you are right now at the age of 60, right? They have 10 years that they can enjoy it with, usually right before a nurse comes and they end up having to, like bathe you and take you to the bathroom and do all that stuff. You have the ability to enjoy right now. Enjoy, dude. I'm telling you, I know, but the way that you're doing it is still, in my opinion, to that level where you're not free. You know what I mean? How do I explain it to you?
No, you're not wrong at all, Chris. You are not. Yeah. Where I come from in this, and this is the same conversation I had with Tavis back in Mexico. Knowing how many shares I have today.
Mm-hmm.
And waking up, let's say 10 years down the road, and say it actually ends up being a $250 billion company, how would I look myself in the mirror knowing that Kris Patel was a greedy little bitch and he wanted me to sell so he can hang out with me on a Tuesday.
I'll tell you how, Matthew. I'll tell you how.
That was a joke, by the way. But
The fact that he said Matthew, Tevis is serious.
The exact same reaction you just had 30 minutes ago when you looked at the 20-something meta shares you had bought in like 2012. And you're like, oh, that would have been 20 grand. Life's no different with or without that 20 grand.
Yep.
But it's not 20 grand. Tevis.
Yeah, I know. We know what it is. We know what it is. But that's exactly why we're trying to like literally push you out of the casino. You know what I mean? Like we know how you've done. So this is where good friends tell you, hey, you've had enough. It's time to get out of the casino. Here's the thing. If you had one of those companies, Matt, that was a compounder, I would not tell you the same thing. If you said, listen, I have X amount of dollars in Microsoft, I would not say that to you. Why? Because it's a compounder, right? It's still there. Rocket Lab is not at the level that you need it to be right now, where you can safely say this thing can't pull back 70, 80%. Okay. Don't get to that level where you take that enormous amount of risk because this is a moonshot and it's literally still a moonshot. You know what I mean, brother? All right. And like I said, I'm only saying this because I value you as a friend and because I want to hang out with you. But at the same time, I value you as a friend. And I know parts of us, it's human nature to stay in something for too long. And like I said, once you diversify, can I ask you this? What would be the difference in quality of life between what you have now and what you think you're going to have 2 years from now?
That's the reason why I'm staying in. Is because if I were to go from if I were to lose one of these million, let's say, would my life be any different? But if I end up with 8 figures, that's a different level.
No, it's not, man. You're not spending any of the million. So if you lose one of the million, nothing changes for you because you're not spending anything.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
That's what
but
he's
if
saying.
I get to
saying, like, start using the money.
But if I get to 10, then I can actually sell some of them and actually start using it. Versus right now, I kind of feel like
this
I have
is what
to
I'm
hold on to
saying,
it.
man. That's what can I say, man?
You guys can be the first. You guys can be the
10,
first people.
When you get to 10, you're going to be like, well, if I get to 15,
yeah,
if I get
exactly.
to 20, and I'm going to slap you across your fucking face. You hear me?
Feel free.
Greedy bastard.
But see, here's the thing.
Only if you take me to dinner first, though.
But Tevis, he knows right now he's got to 8 to get to. I mean, he's got to 7 something. So getting to 8 is not hard.
You're at 7.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, man. Good for you.
7 figures. 7 figures.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
to get to 8 figures, it's not that difficult. You just
not that far.
You just got to let your money work for you now, dude. You know?
Yeah, man. Kris, you know what it is? He's like one of those addicts where like he's making justifications just to not admit the fact that he's like, oh yeah, like I'm addicted to this game. So
don't do it, man. Get out of the rat race. Shit, enjoy your life, bro. You know, find you a nice Latina wife that's gonna, you know, give you like that. I don't know what is it called, that quality of life.
Look, the real question is, does Matt still want to work? Matt, do you still?
Of course, Matt wants to. Yeah,
Bro,
Matt's loving this
I had a good day at the office today.
All right, so there you go. He still
I've
wants
had
to
this
work.
conversation with Matt so many times around just not working.
I want to work for Kris. And I want to work for
You don't want to
Tevis.
work with me, man. I'm not trying to work for me.
I want to work for Milkman Media. Matt Money, Milkman Media, Double M. It works.
Listen, I'm at a stage right now where I'm starting to kind of take the chips off the table. I'm putting money on the side. I'm letting the fixed income part of my life take over. The compounding machine is starting to do its thing. And I never have to, like, if I really wanted to, dude, I could just quit my job today, never have to work a day in my life. Like, that is where I am right now. But I like working. I want to keep going, but I'm doing it from a position of strength. You know, that's where I am at. You want to get to that position of strength. You're there, Matt. You've been there for a while. So just get there, man. Just come on.
I'm working on my health. I'm trying to be better. Trying to look like Tevis. Look at how yoked he is. Guys,
what's TRT? Testosterone
Test
replacement.
your own replacement therapy.
I don't need it, man. I'm good.
When are we going back to Mexico, Chris? That's what I'm asking.
Shit, let's book a flight tonight. I don't care.
Bro, don't try me.
That's how we did it last time. I mean,
New York, or let's just cancel New York.
New
again.
York-
we still got to do New York.
I already booked New York. I'm gonna be in New York end of Jan. Next weekend,
next
baby.
week.
I'm there.
Yeah, how am I supposed to fund the casino?
Hey, Steven, you have a
I know.
car? You're gonna drive us? You're gonna drive us to Atlantic City on Thursday? Are you flying in Thursday, Matt, or Friday?
I'm flying in Thursday night. Yeah.
Hey,
Thursday night.
Steven,
Me too.
we have a nice steak dinner courtesy of Matt Money and SoFi.
That's right.
Paid for us.
That's
Paid for
right.
the whole gang this weekend.
Oh, do you want to use it on Friday, or are we using it? I wouldn't mind. I'll pay for whatever it is on Friday if that's when everyone's getting in.
Only
I
if
think
you're
we
not
go to
double or nothing.
Steven, pick us up. Let's go to AC.
I
Let's go
don't
to a
think
real
I-
casino.
I don't have time to go to AC this week.
Really?
So you guys are flying in on Friday.
Saturday morning.
I'm
for me.
flying Thursday. I'm going
Right.
to Thursday.
So I didn't realize people were coming in Thursday and Friday because I just didn't realize. Matt asked me if I wanted to do lunch on Friday. I have meetings booked from 1 to 4. So I said we could do breakfast.
breakfast on Friday?
Yeah.
I'm not
All
even
right.
a side piece. I get breakfast. I don't even get Friday night dinner.
Dude, the place I go to for breakfast is so good.
Where in the city?
Yeah.
I seen it. It
I've
looks good.
seen it. It looks like a hole in the wall, Chris.
The hole in the wall in New York is amazing.
The eggs are amazing, but their freaking blueberry pancakes and Belgian waffles are to die for.
Man,
There's
I'm jealous.
there's this place on Bleecker Street that I
Oh,
really
dude, John's on Bleecker, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
But so what are we gonna do, boys? How do we convince Matt to take some risk off the table, become generationally secure?
You
The
know,
rest of
you know
boys
what would
have
make me
to-
feel better if I was like Shea Bolar and I was getting my regular CNBC, Bloomberg, and whatchamacallit, spots.
You don't
But
wanna be
instead,
him. You don't wanna be
instead I gotta try to convince Steve to come on a stream with me and end up on the White House page. So I don't know what.
You don't want to be that guy. I mean, he's a good guy, but you don't want to be him. There's a level of.
I'd like to get a little bit of ability to do some professionalism and keep my foot in the door. If that makes sense.
I mean, you could do that right now, right? Like I said,
Fine.
you take the egg that's going to secure it, you put that money to the side, and then you almost as if you're starting all over again. You get that hunger again. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a good chunk of my dough, putting it on the side, put it in some nice non-risk stuff. That's like the nut, right? Like I've got the nut. Now I can start with this again. And that is where I'm starting low again, because now I can make that low into something big. You know what I mean? It's almost like a fresh start, but now you've got this giant pool that's just doing nothing and growing. You don't want to get there, Matt? Come on. No?
Listen, he's convinced on RKLB.
Yeah, but like, why not take half off the table?
Yeah, Matt. Why not take half off the table?
Just
You're
half.
already past the 1 year mark. It's all long-term gains. Pay Uncle Sam his cut, take half, put it on the side, and just chill. You know who the last people I gave this advice to was? Vitaly and Carlos, when end phase was 300 something. Okay. So I'm just saying, Kris is not an a-hole all the time. If he cares about you, he's going to give you good advice. And this is my advice.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yes, good.
I'm just saying you both
knows the risk. Matt knows what he's doing.
No, he doesn't. He's drunk. He's 30 years old and he's drunk. That's
He's
what it is.
taking an educated guess based on what he thinks is going to happen.
No. He's drunk on being right. And it's our job as friends to knock him down a peg to make
I'm
sure
wrong all the time.
Right, but this time you've got it in your head that you are 100% right, and I goddamn hope you're right. But I don't want you to be so right that you're gonna, in your pursuit to be 100% right, you're going to be 50% wrong, and that 50% wrong is going to be terrible. So, Matt, come on,
50% wrong is.
Matt, how about this? I have an idea for you. All right. And I think, and roll with me on this. I think you'll like it. And I think when Kris and Tevis hear it, they may like it too. Your other positions, okay, and even Rocket Money, why don't you just sell calls on them, very out of the money, and then use that money, which is other people's money, and buy puts and buy protection. So you're not actually selling any shares, and you're basically embedding protection for free. You just got to pay a little tax on it.
Was it you or me that we were talking about this the other day?
So
Steve, it was either Steve or Kris. We were talking about costless collars.
That's one idea. Let me also just give another idea. That's probably way more detailed. It's absolutely way more detailed. Why not sell half of your position and then take 5% of that and buy calls options for 2028, and you still get the upside without risking so much capital.
True.
Matt will figure it out.
Yeah, Matt will figure it out.
Matt will figure it out.
Matt feels attacked in this moment.
No,
He's gone quiet. Matt's like,
It's
oh.
good.
Matt-
It's our job as friends
Matt-
to attack him. That's our
He will
job.
figure it out. He's done very well. He will figure it out.
I hear what you're all saying. I do. Or I just keep doing what I'm doing.
This fucking guy.
It's 8 figures.
This guy, man. See, you're like the dude that's like, okay, we're winning by 20 points, and you're like, nah, but we got to go extra hard and hit the triple double, right? And then he ends up like twisting his ankle in the fourth quarter, needs to get like surgery. You don't need to go that hard. That's what I'm trying to say. Matt, at your level, it's a certainty that you will get to 8 figures if you diversify and you do what you're supposed to do at this level.
And it's also a certainty if Rocket Lab goes to 0. So what's the point? Play the game.
Matt's just trying to play Monopoly.
If Rocket Lab goes to 0, you think I'm still not going to get there?
No, I think you're going to get there, but it's going to take you like to 50. You know, it's going to be a while. Without knowing your entire portfolio. So I don't know. I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like buying some puts for you. So just in case this fucking thing goes down, be like, here you go, Matt. Here's the goddamn puts.
In the next 6 months, you'll be able to say, Matt, I told you so.
I don't want to be. I don't want to say I told you so.
But in the next 10 years, I'll be like,
I would rather be on a beach being like, hey, remember that time where we fucking chilled and we drank and we partied? I'd rather say that than I told you so. See, I wasn't right. Like, dude, I have no pride in seeing the downfall of my friends. I see more pride in hanging out, chilling, and saying, look, we made this great memory. Because that's what friends do. Enemies want you to fail. Friends want you to succeed.
I respect it.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I also think this pursuit of like getting to a certain number and then living your life or giving yourself permission to live your life is kind of dumb. You know, like, hell, man, I'm thinking about fully, quitting everything, doing YouTube full time and moving to Europe and I'm not even close to the number where you're at. And it's just like, you're going to build wealth along the way. It might be at a slower clip, but you're having a higher quality of life during that time. Like, why wait to 10 figures and then live life? And you're like, you can't do half the shit that you want to do.
10 figures.
Or, 10 million.
Tevin's talking about 9 figures now.
Oh, no, he was talking about Billy.
No, I mixed up 10 figures with 10 million. 8 figures. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're gonna get there anyways. You said it yourself,
Yeah.
with or without Rocket Lab. But like, at what point? Like, what are the checkpoints between here and there of you improving your quality of life? Right? You're still working the same job. You're still on somebody else's clock. You're still worrying about this shit. Like, I don't know, man. It just like I love the fact that I have friends that whenever I call you guys and like, all right, what are we doing for a trip? You guys are like, all right, down, let's book it. And that's exactly what I want to have. And I think that like it's a tool at the end of the day, right? You accumulate it only to burn it down at a later stage in life.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
What does your mom say? Eileen doesn't want to get involved in this. Eileen wouldn't know what to do. Eileen would
Guys,
have me in,
by the way,
100% in a savings account.
this
Not even.
is
She'd
not,
probably have 100% checking account.
this is not an attack on Rocket Lab. Okay, this is not. This is good friends helping a good friend who's made it very well and successful make a good decision that sees him succeed, where other people will just be like, yeah, man, Rocket Lab, Rocket Lab. No, I don't care about Rocket Lab. I care about you, Matt. Okay.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So, yeah. And I dear God, if you guys are buying Rocket Lab, I'm not telling Matt to be like, oh yeah, sell all of Rocket Lab. I'm just saying sell enough of it to the point where you are done working for someone else. That's what I'm saying.
Atlanta, Georgia. Is this boss lady calling me? She need to join the stream?
My wife don't have your number. Shoot, she got your number.
I don't know. It just says Atlanta, Georgia. So
Pick up. Go ahead. Who is it?
I have no idea. I've been getting telemarketer calls because I applied for mortgage.
Mortgage. Yeah, same here. Same here.
Kris,
None of these guys are in the White House. Someone said that. None of these guys were on the White House. You were the Nostradamus of our time. That's funny.
100%.
Kris, what are you doing, man? Because like,
Yeah, Kris.
you're still working this job. Like, what's
I like
the
my job. I like my job. That's the thing. Like it's unusual hours, but I've been trained like a monkey for like 35, 40 years. Every Indian has been like, you just need to work. Like if you're not working, and I'm trying to break that mindset myself. It's just not easy for me to do, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
No, I want to say thank you both. Well, Steve, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. Steve, thank you as well. I mean, you guys are right. I mean, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm not going to listen to you, but you're not you're not wrong. And to be fair, it's often what my head thinks as well. You know, looking at the number is much larger than where when I started investing 12, 13 years ago, I said, you know, I need to get to an X, and now I'm almost double that X to a point where I can retire. And it's like, well, what is retirement? Right. And you start to think, it's like, well, once you get there, you start to say, okay, well, I'm 34. What would I really do? You know, the thing is that you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. My thought is like, I haven't set up that second half of my life yet where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to transition. I want to be able to create some sort of business that I can fall on, whether or not it makes money or not, that I can actually have to occupy my time. And part of it will be YouTube, part of it will be doing streams, part of it will be keeping up with the markets, everything like that. But until I have that built, it's kind of like, well, I need something to occupy my time to an extent. So,
well, why don't you like? This is the thing that I've been thinking about, more and more as time passes. Is I'm willing to make all of these investments on these random CEOs, but I'm very stingy when it comes to making investments in myself. Like you can just as easily sell 100,000 or cash out $100,000 of Rocket Lab, and you say, okay, I want to invest $100,000 in Matt's business. What does that business look like, and how is that something that can compound and grow over time? And at the end of the day, like you are taking some off the table, but you're also making a bet in yourself for your future.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not. That is what I want to do. I just haven't found the right business, right? So it's not like I'm not saying that I'm.
I mean, you've got a bunch of those properties too, right? So I mean, you've already started slowly doing that.
Yeah,
right.
That'll occupy my time as well.
Yeah.
But no, you guys are right. I mean, not saying you're wrong, and this is part about, what I try to tell people, right? Understand what you're doing and
find good friends who will actually tell you to chill and relax. And when you go to the casino, you need that guy that's sober and says, let's get the hell out of this casino while we are at the top, not to just stay there. Remember, Matt, the house always wins if you stay long enough.
Normally,
All right.
I'm that guy that says, can we go to sleep now?
Yes. Or no, or let's go to the club,
No, can we go to sleep?
Fine, whatever. You can say sleep. I'm going to say let's go to the club. That's right. 30 years old turns into 50. Will snap our finger. That's right.
Love it.
30 turns to 40 real quick.
Yes, it does.
I mean, Kris, how quick did 30 to 40 go?
I met my wife when I was 30. Now I'm 40.
And how quick did that decade go?
Went quick. I had a lot of tragedies along. I had a lot of ups along the way. I had a lot of downs along the way. The one thing, if I could give myself advice, especially when I turned 30, because I was at a high, and I remember my account hitting close to, and I'll tell you, I was at $500,000. Okay. Which at the time, considering that I just turned 30, don't have any student loans, just got back from the Army, I'd done really well. And then I had to go back from 500,000 to down to 100,000, and then work my way back up to like a lot higher than where it was at that 5 mark. But the point is, I had to deal with a lot of BS to get back to where I am, and like back to where I am now, especially. I'll tell you right now, I do not want you to go through that. That is why I'm probably a lot more militant about it than anything else. When you get to a certain strata and you want to try to compound, and the thing is, you get to that, I don't know what it is, but once you get to a certain feeling, especially if you do it in a very short period of time, you don't appreciate it. And when you don't appreciate the luck behind it, not a lot of times, sometimes it's pure skill, but sometimes it's just pure luck. When you don't appreciate that luck is one of the main drivers, you can get wrecked. I got into a position where I was concentrated. I listened to, Bill Ackman and all of these guys, and it was a really bad time for me. And I had to start over again. I had to reinvent my methodology again. And let me tell you something, the next 10 years, while they were good, they could have been even better had I learned what I learned now back then. Does that make sense? Sort of. Remember, compounding is like the fundamental way that you become wealthy, not hitting singles and doubles here and there. I mean, hitting singles and doubles continuously is how you become wealthy. If you want to become rich, bro, you hit rich. You don't need to be rich anymore. You need to be wealthy.
I need to buy a house or buy an apartment in Steve's building.
So. Yeah, come to New York, bro. I would say if I were you, like just me, and I'm 30 years old, I'm 30-year-old Matt, I am where I am, I would get a nice condo in the middle of New York City, okay? Number one, the real estate in New York City is always going to go higher, all right? Like no matter what you do, I've never seen New York real estate go down, especially if you get in the right place. In New York, I would get a nice condo in New York, something with like a elevator doorman situation, whatever. Just keep doing your YouTube thing. And then New York is like a hub for exploring the rest of the world. You go anywhere from New York. And if you want to have any type of cuisine, you can do it. Enjoy your life, brother. Enjoy your life.
Trying to be like Steve.
What, sleepy?
Good looking.
Listen, you need to do what you need to do. Just remember, wealthy is different for everybody. If you listen to Scott Galloway, who I don't particularly like that much, but he has one of the best definitions of wealthy. It's when your passive income exceeds your expenses.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, at the
And
moment,
Matt,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you know what you're doing when it comes to passive income. Your entire YouTube channel is dedicated to passive income. It'd be one thing if we were talking to you and you were basically a newbie investor, didn't know how important that passive cash flow is. You know, and the feeling you get of just sitting there and money getting dropped into your account without doing anything. And here's the best part. The feeling that when you get that new fresh capital that hits your account, all the possibilities you have of blowing it on other investments that are going to basically compound the shit out of it even further.
Mhm.
I've created a situation where I'm just going to tell you, I've created a situation for myself where monthly I'm generating probably 25,000 passive, right? Now that money is basically just there for living costs and all this other stuff. That's just 25 grand. Comes in, I don't really know what to do with it other than just let it keep doing its thing, compounding. Now, why do I have that? Because I know if I lost everything in my account today, I have a huge position in NVIDIA. If for whatever reason, Jensen comes out, sorry, AI is Fugazi, everything is going to go downhill. Whatever, time to build the portfolio up again. But I'm not going to do it from here. I'm going to do it from here.
Yeah, I think we need to go to Mexico again, man.
I'm down. Let's go.
We need to game plan this shit.
We're going to Mexico when Steve comes.
This is why Steve doesn't travel, first of all. But this is why I love these Mexico trips, because the ROI is crazy. And you spend whatever, $2,000, $3,000 for, 3, 4, 5 days, whatever. But just like the ideas that I get every time I come out of it, it's so much worth it. Yeah. So we need to go again.
So Matt, what are we doing? Are we going to Mexico in February? Come February, to Japan. Probably. I would love to go to Japan. Sorry guys.
I was gonna go to was hoping to go to Singapore whenever Mick goes. In April, I think.
It's a long flight.
You can get premium economy for $2,000.
Premium economy.
Do you know what one of the biggest requests has been in the chat?
What's that?
For you guys to check my papers when you come to New York to make sure I'm not an illegal.
I mean, I'm not checking your papers. I know you're an illegal. Why would I want to check something that you don't have?
Then I'm going to be complicit in the whole thing, and I'm not trying to be complicit.
Yeah. At that point, I'm just harboring the illegal because I know you're an illegal at that point. So
we're just going to be like, "Where's Steve? We haven't heard from him in a while." He's just
okay.
I got him.
RPO, DM me on Twitter. We should go to Japan. I would love to hang out with someone in Japan and go see it.
Dude, I literally was in Japan last year and there was nobody there. I need to go back.
What do you mean?
Tavis, did you see this?
What's that? Sharing it on WhatsApp or no?
Kris laughing at me.
Oh yeah, it's like exactly like Kris too. It looks like exactly.
It looks exactly like Kris.
Yo, AI is scary, bro.
Yeah,
AI is scary.
Oh shit, Kris, I gotta fucking show you something.
What?
Hold on, we gotta get your live reaction to this. Hold on. I don't even know if we can play it. Watch it on your phone. I'm sending it to you right now. I don't think we can play this.
I don't know what yours.
I'm short, but I'm not that short. Someone's like crispy 5'2". I'm not that short. Jeez. I'm like 5'7". I'm respectable 5'7".
Bro, silver's at $99. What the fuck?
Tavis is 6'5", so.
Kris, check your text.
None of that.
I don't think we can play it on screen. Kris will say what it is.
Oh no.
Just click it.
Oh no.
breaking news, a TikTok creator known as Citra is nearing completion of a 10-foot tall electronic killing
Oh
machine
my
build
God.
that has drawn widespread attention.
No, I can't watch this, bro. I can't watch. I'm gonna get nightmares. Like, what is this penchant for humanity to end ourselves? Like, what is this? Like, why do we want to do this?
What is it?
This dude is like out here building Terminators and shit in his garage.
Some
you know?
engineer. Have you seen the guy who built the Iron Man suit?
Yes.
Okay, so it's somebody like that, but he built a 10-foot Terminator in his garage, and he started with the arm, and everybody thought like it was nothing. He legitimately built a 10-foot Terminator.
I like it.
And if this is what people can build on their own, imagine what the military already has. Just saying.
Man, let me tell you, the one reason why you should hold on to Rocket Lab is because when that asteroid comes, maybe Sir Peter Beck will let you on his rocket, escape to Mexico. I mean,
Like, Matt, thank you for all the hard work you did. Here's your golden ticket to the freaking chocolate factory. Come on in.
I mean, you guys are laughing now, but when Armageddon comes around, you're gonna need somebody that was in the oil industry to get after that asteroid and put a nuke in, you know?
Like Bruce Willis in Armageddon. You know, you're like that guy Rockhound from Armageddon. You know, the one that like ends up going a little bit batshit crazy on the asteroid.
Yeah.
Right, and then they have to like restrain him. He was a geologist too.
No, geologists are smarter than me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good idea for a Gemini thumbnail.
Oh God, we just gave Matt a whole nother layer.
All right, can I pitch you guys on a stock? I
Skywater
want to hear your
Technology.
opinions.
I got
No,
12
no.
minutes. Go for it.
Is
No,
it
it's not.
Kansas?
It's no. It's a farmer's market. Sprouts Farmers Market.
Sprouts? You're pitching
I
me
want-
Sprouts?
I want to hear your opinion. Yeah, I want to get your raw opinion on this. Just you
Is
tell
it
me-
cheap now or what's the deal? I don't know.
It's getting there. It's getting cheap. All right, share my screen. Let me pitch it to you guys. Okay, so the first thing is this company is you guys know Whole Foods, Kroger, so it's a supermarket, but the difference is they primarily cater towards healthy eating, right? Now, when I first looked at this company, I was like, whatever, it's okay. It's not like great, but it's pretty good. What I really like about these guys is that they have a business model that's pretty much a consistent winner. And at the same time, they generate significant amounts of free cash flow. So right here from their cash from operating activities, let me just put this down. It's growing at a nice, healthy clip. Of course, there's some seasonality, but if you just look annually, you can see that this company is poised to do about $940 million in ops cash. Okay. And they have zero debt on the balance sheet. Zero. They're $6 billion market cap company. They primarily use their cash flow for two things: CapEx, right? And let me just put that into investing activities. And then over here, financing activities, which is repurchase of common shares. Okay. So you can see here, it's actually very healthy. They can cover their buyback programs at a very healthy clip. All right. And they're expected to grow nicely, right? Their share count is actually going down significantly. That's the EPS. Sorry, this is the EPS growth, by the way, for the next few years. Sorry, we just this right here. So look at their EPS. It's probably going to be by the end of 2027 around $6. Right here at $6.5 by the end of 2027. Right now, this thing is trading at $70. It could probably retrace back down to the 60s, but this thing is a compounder. And not to mention, when you look at the average weighted shares, like the total share count right now, they've been buying back their shares very actively, and their cash flows are going to be piling in and doing the exact same thing. So you can see on this side from cash from operations, they're going to have a significant amount of cash that's coming in, and their growth capex, they're very measured with it. So they are using some portion of their profits to grow, but a lot of it is going to be going towards share buyback. So right here, the next year's growth is probably going to be close to like 275 million in capex, and the rest of it, like 500 something, is going to go towards share repurchases. The year after that, about 300 is going to go towards expansion, and almost 600 is going to go towards share buybacks. When a company is buying back shares at that brisk of a pace, this is actually very healthy. Now, this company, the reason why I didn't get into this earlier is because it had a massive pullback because expectations had just absolutely skyrocketed. And now it's sort of been collapsing, right? So it's been going down, but now it's sort of overcorrected. And if you look at the industry comparisons with other companies that are out there, Walmart, Kroger, they're all trading at significant premiums to what this company is trading at. Even though, look at their margins, almost 40% gross margins with a PE of 18 and the forward PE of 13. What do you guys think?
I think that there's a large opportunity to buy companies just like this one that might be diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
My question for you is, so is this a swing trade or is this a long-term hold that you're thinking? I think a great swing trade for this one.
No, I think this one is a nice long-term compounding hold, man. You know, this business model is simple. Like you find let me just go to its investor relations. Sorry. You find under-penetrated markets that are now more focused on health-related, like health-conscious people, right? You open up. Let me see if their map is here. So
I've been to Sprouts. They have a great butcher shop at our local Sprouts.
Is this like big in the U.S.? Like,
it's growing. It's growing.
Yeah, it's growing.
Yeah. Let me see if there's like a map for the thing, because they have a lot of locations in Florida. And damn it, come on, man. Sprouts.
Big thing to remember is these types of stores can command higher prices because people typically pay up for organic in this type of product.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. The other thing is they have. So the three key things that I like about this business is, one, the high margins. They're able to get high margins because of just how great their supply chain is working with local farmers. There's also this movement to kind of eat healthy among a lot of people in the country, right? So you can see the penetration right now. They haven't penetrated the East Coast nearly as much yet. They're really down south in California and Texas around here. But like I said, they're very, very interesting company. I do not have a position, by the way. Let me just be very clear to everyone. I do not have a position, but I'm looking at this and I'm trying to get feedback from as many people as I can about, hey, what do you guys think about the growth prospects of this company? In terms of capital allocation, these guys are doing really well. Now, does the market sometimes get ahead of itself and the stock just absolutely explode? Yeah. One of the reasons why the stock has gone down so much in the last few quarters is primarily because the slowdown in organic growth on a per user basis is starting to slow down. So it's starting to impact some of the consumers where, you know, people's quote unquote basket sizes are not as big as they were before. But on an inorganic growth rate, their inorganic growth is still very, very high. So you can see all around the country right now, there's still plenty of areas where they haven't penetrated, and they're going to be able to at a brisk pace later on. It cost them about $3 million to open a store, depending on location, and their profitability comes in pretty quickly. They also just started a loyalty program. But if you're asking me, Kris, in 5 years, where's this company? I'm looking at this, and it's a great company that is probably going to be able to compound.
If they were to keep the share buybacks up, I mean, that was a massive amount. They bought about like a third of their shares, right? I mean, it was pretty significant. It was like 150 million shares to like 90 some million shares, if I was counting correctly, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. And the thing is, they actually outlined that in their presentation on how they want to proceed. So it's right here: self-fund our growth and deliver shareholder value through ongoing share repurchases. So you can see, just on a year-to-date basis, they spent 138 on capex. They spent 292 million on share repurchases. So I'm telling you, that's a phenomenal amount of growth that this company is going to be able to throw off. Those share repurchases are going to be, and the thing is, if it was not growing, it'd be one thing, but they're still growing at a pretty brisk pace because they have the ability to open new stores, so, and do internal sales. So let me just go to its revenues. Right here. They typically try to grow like 15% year over year. And you can see here, look at their growth rate. Right now, last 12-month trailing, it's about 8.6 billion. By 2027, it's going to be like 10.6.
So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious. What's the sentiment to why it's down from 170 a share to the 70s? I just don't understand.
Well, right here. So one of the things is that you saw this reacceleration in growth kind of like happen from 2022. Since then, the growth rate is kind of slowing down. It's like any other mature business. The bigger you get, it's really hard to hit your last year's comps. And then what tends to happen is that you hit saturation points, right? So no matter what you do in a certain local area, once you've hit a certain penetration, your organic growth in that area is not going to get better. But when you open a new location, that opens opportunities for more stuff. So think of the opportunity that we spoke about with Dutch Bros. Everyone looked at Dutch Bros and said, oh, it's overvalued, right? But the thing is, you're not looking at the company's total growth level, which will keep compounding itself over a long period of time. Like now there used to be 0 Dutch Bros by me. Now there's actually 2 Dutch Bros. So look at this. When me and Matt first started talking about it, what was it, in 2022 or 23, Matt?
Sometime in those, I don't remember when.
Yeah, around here. So it went from 700 million to now almost 1.5 billion. And they're still expanding. So, over time, this thing keeps compounding on itself. It's going to generate significant amount of return for shareholders. Everyone is right now focused on AI. I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, you know what? It's time to find these trends that are happening that people don't want to talk about or just completely ignoring. And I think this is where I want to start to kind of diversify a little bit, where I'm not completely in the let's buy Micron at a $600 billion market cap when clearly it's a cyclical business,
On that,
the crazy thing with Dutch Bros, and I know Steve's got to go. The crazy thing with Dutch Bros is that they have a 30% ops margin. So it's like that 2.5 billion you're seeing in 2027. They're going to walk away with, I'm not smart with math, 750 million? And the company is only worth like 8 or 9 billion right now. So they're going to continue to grow, man. It's pretty insane.
Now, the thing is, their cash from operations is about 400 million. The cash from operations for Sprouts is 900 million, like in 2027. And it's at $6.8 billion market cap, with most of their capital going to share repurchases.
it's interesting.
You got a point.
I think we add this to the Cash Flow Chronicles portfolio.
Are you guys doing cash flow tonight?
I mean, this is Cash Flow Chronicles.
So I gotta get going.
You're the man.
Are you guys gonna do cash flow or not?
Up to hot Kris.
Let's do it.
All right, so you guys can catch Kris and Matt on Cash Flow Chronicles. I think you guys are going on at 10 Eastern, 9 Central.
Yes.
Okay. Amit and I will be live at 9:30. You can catch Tevis on his channel. Tevis and I will be live tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Really appreciate it.
I'm glad someone mentioned it because they caught on. Sprouts is also kind of falls in line with the Mahav movement. Absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Love you.